Welcome to www.happynumbers.org. Pardon me. Today we're going to begin our lesson on integers. So this is an introduction to integers, or sometimes integers are called signed numbers. Pardon me. Well, you see down here we have a number line, and I'm sure you're sort of familiar with the number line. And here is 0. This is 0. And then the numbers move in this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, all the way to infinity. These are all of the positive counting numbers. And integers include all of the positive counting numbers, but they also include all of the negative counting numbers. And you'll see on our number line, we have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and so on, all the way to infinity. So the word integers means all of the positive and all of the negative counting numbers and 0. So when we say whole numbers in mathematics, or we just use the term numbers, we're just talking about the positive numbers. But when we use the term integers, we're talking about all of the positive numbers and all of the negative numbers and 0. So we're going to be learning how to do mathematical operations with integers, all of the positive and negative numbers. And there are many examples of integers. You can win $20, that would be positive 20. Then you could lose $6, that would be negative $6. The temperature can be 36 degrees above 0, that would be positive, or the temperature could be 5 degrees below 0, that would be negative. We can also think of it, we can have a mountain. Okay, we have a mountain. And we say it's 1,000 feet high. Well, that would be positive 1,000. And then we have a lake. And let's say that's 500 feet deep. That would be negative 500. So there are many examples of integers. And a good way of working with integers is to use a number line. Like we have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put these up. -5, +7, -4, 0, -11, -6, +7, +10. I'm going to ask you to put the DVD or the video on pause. I'm going to ask you to draw yourself a number line on in your notebook. Draw yourself a number line, and then I'm going to ask you to locate each of these points on your number line. Let me just give you an example. First point is -5, so you would have your number line, and then you would go and put a little dot right above -5. And do that for all of the others, and then turn it back on again. Okay, let's see. First one we've done, -5. We started at 0. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. Let's do +7. Well, 0. We come over to +7. -4. -1, -2, -3, -4. 0. Well, obviously 0 is 0. -11. Oh, I left 11 out. I made a mistake here. -11 is supposed to be here. My bad. -6. That would be here. +7. We have +7 twice. And +10. Well, good. Good. It's very simple to locate numbers on a number line. And when you're working with integers, it's a real good idea to make yourself a number line also. So we're going to be working with learning how to add and how to subtract and how to multiply and how to divide using integers or signed numbers. Just a little quick vocabulary that we'll need. We're going to need these symbols. Now, everyone knows that this is an equal sign. Okay, and by the way, if not equal is written like that. This is an equal sign. This is not equal. Now, this sign means less than, and the reason, here's how I remember that. This point right here is pointing to the left. And left and less both begin with the letter L. So that's how I remember that. I used to always get these confused. So this sign is less than, and this sign is more than. Okay? So let me put them here for you. This equals less than. This is more than. This is equal to. Okay? So I'm going to put up, let's say I put up two numbers. -4 and +4. Now, what symbol would I put in here? Well, -4, which is here on our number line, is less than +4 because +4 is here. As the numbers move this way, they get greater. As they move this way, they get less. Okay? So -4 is less than +4. Let's try another one. How about 7 and 3? Now there's no sign here, so whenever there is no sign, the number is always positive. So positive numbers can be written like that with no sign, or they can be written with a sign. Negative numbers always have to have the negative sign. So again, positive numbers can be written with no sign or a positive sign. Negative numbers have to have the negative sign. So here, 7, is it greater than or less than or equal to 3? Well, 7 is more than 3. Let's take -9 and -1. Okay, here's -9, here's -1. Remember, as you move this way, it becomes less, so -9 is less than -1. -9 is less than -1 because it's further down the negative scale. Let's try another one. -3 and 0. So is -3, obviously -3 is not equal to 0, but is it more than 0 or less than 0? Well, here's 0, here's -3, and we're moving in this direction. That means things get smaller. So -3 is less than 0. All right, quick review. Integers are all of the positive and all of the negative counting numbers and 0. As you move to the positive direction, things get larger. As you move to the negative direction, things get smaller. We want to be clear that we understand the symbols less than, more than, and equals to. The way I remember less than is that the point of the arrow is pointing to the left, and the word left and the word less, oops, there's my 10 minutes, both begin with L. So that's how I remember that. Okay, well, that my 10 minutes is up, so that's it. Next will be lesson we'll learn about addition of integers. Thank you very much.